Hey, how's it going, everyone? In honor of my recent DVD of Straw Dogs, which is directed by Sam Peckinpah, so I do my review of a Peckinpah. I don't want to say masterpiece because I don't think it's up there with The Wild Bunch because I love The Wild Bunch. I'll get into more detail about it in a second. But it's Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia. It's a very good edition. It comes with commentary by Paul Sedor, Garner Simmons, David Weddle, and moderator Nick Redman. But this is one that varies in opinion. I'm very interested in hearing what you people feel about this film, whether it's on the masterpiece side of the spectrum or it's terrible. But this is a very good film, I feel, from Sam Peckinpah. I'm a big Peckinpah fan. Haven't checked out Straw Dogs yet. Like I said, I love The Wild Bunch, and the reason why I'm doing Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia instead of The Wild Bunch is because I love The Wild Bunch so much. Like, if I made a list of my 20 favorite films, it'd be in the top 5, without question. The Wild Bunch was the film that got me into westerns. Like, before I only watched it casually. Like, I could watch The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and, some of the other spaghetti westerns, stuff like that, some John Wayne. But I would just watch it, like it never really caught my attention. But, when I saw The Wild Bunch, that one really got me into westerns, and I started checking out many other films, and my DVD collection exploded into other masterpieces like High Noon and stuff like that. And Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia is the story of the guy who played Mapache in The Wild Bunch. They don't tell you what his profession is, but all you know is he's rich. But I think it's safe to assume that he's a mobster or he's a drug dealer or something like that. Well, this guy Alfredo Garcia impregnated his daughter, so he puts a $1 million bounty on his head. By the way, this is my second. Never mind. And a whole bunch of bounty hunters go out to try to kill Alfredo Garcia, and Warren Oates, who stars in this film, is the only one of the bounty hunters who knows about Alfredo Garcia, and he knows that Alfredo Garcia is already dead. I mean, he's dead and buried, so all he has to do is go to the mortuary or the cemetery and, cut off his head, bring it to him, and collect his $1 million. However, the catch is that he has to do it in about, 4 days, because they give the bounty hunters a time limit. If you don't do it in that time limit, they kill you. And this film was actually the only film released as close as possible to Peckinpah's true original vision. This is the only one that Peckinpah actually had total say and had complete final cut of the film, and released it the way he wanted to. Even The Wild Bunch was heavily cut, and the director's cut basically is how Peckinpah envisioned it. I'm going to talk about The Wild Bunch a lot. I apologize. I love the film so much, and it's such a seminal piece in Peckinpah's career, and everything Peckinpah does and just about every other western gets compared to it, so I can't help it. And Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia varies in opinion. There's some that call it a masterpiece, like, I don't know if you can see it, but right there, that 4 stars is from Roger Ebert, called it a masterpiece and put it on his great movies list, along with films like Casablanca, The Godfather, Citizen Kane, which I'll do a review of Citizen Kane in the future. I love that film so much. Citizen Kane definitely would make my list of top 20 favorite films. But anyway, oh yeah, by the way, El Topo also made the list, which I did a review of that one. I'm sorry if I'm not loud enough because I'm kind of tired. This is just a video before I go to bed. And when this film came out, it was a major failure. I mean, a major failure. Peckinpah had the unique quote, and when someone asked him about why he makes films so violent, he goes, well, no one else sees the ones that aren't violent. But this film was panned by critics and didn't do well at the box office at all. Like, I forgot who, I think it was Roger Ebert, said that if there was a Rotten Tomatoes rating for the time, it would be about a 5%. Like, it did horribly with critics. And this is one that you can see why people love it, but you can also see why people hate it. I love it, you know. I wouldn't own this if I hadn't loved it. Peckinpah actually had a very unique way of shooting violence. I mean, no one could shoot violence like Peckinpah. And when you see his films, it's kind of glorifying it without glorifying it. In other words, he shows it in a very negative way where there's nothing to say. Violence is good. Violence solves everything. Well, it kind of does, but but not really in the most traditional sense of films. But rather, it's really shown with the after effects. Like when someone gets killed, you linger on the damage. Like if a bunch of people get killed, like in the Wild Punch, you see the massacre of the town afterwards, after the shooting. You see the blood everywhere. So you really get a sense of, with Peckinpah, that violence is a horrible thing, but he shoots it so damn well. I mean, the way he shoots it is up there with, like, Kurosawa is another name that comes to mind, because Kurosawa was really known for battle sequences. I mean, Peckinpah's violence and Kurosawa's battle sequences. No one could shoot a battle sequence like Kurosawa. But Peckinpah had a very unique way of portraying violence. He always thought that with films that people get killed too easily, and the human body is far more resilient than it's really portrayed in films. Like when you see someone get shot in a film, they pretty much die like that. But he referenced, I can't think of the name of the film, Torn Garden, I think it is. I don't know it. Well, I've seen the film before, but I'm not a fan of late Hitchcock. I mean, I love Hitchcock. I have many of his films. But, you know, I'm not a fan of the Cold War Hitchcock. With the exception of North by Northwest. I love that one. But he listed that as a reference, as an influence on his films. Because when he makes films of violence, he likes to show people suffering after they get shot. And actually, for the most part, it really isn't shown a whole lot in this one. Like I said, the Wild Bunch is a better example. And yeah, very good film in my opinion. I'm very interested in seeing what other people think of the film, rather where it lies in the spectrum. Like if you think it's a masterpiece or it's a piece of crap, please post comments on with your viewpoints. Like I said, with the Wild Bunch, I'll do a review, but I'm saving it for, like, if I have enough spare time, I want to do a top 20 favorite films, be 20, 19, 18, 17, stuff like that. You know, that kind of format. And the Wild Bunch would definitely make the list. So I'm kind of saving it for that. Not much I can talk about other than that. So, thanks for watching. See you later.